Hi everybody, this is John from 100%mindset.com, and I'm here today to talk to you about leveraging and when it comes to business or products or whatever, and positioning. Like, I'm talking about personal positioning, how you might get the best out of your 9 to 5 or positioning in your own business. So check it out. Hey guys, so before we get started, please, I just want to say subscribe and give the vid a thumbs up and comment below if any of this stuff helps you or anything you want me to make a video on in the future. I got an awesome demonstration of me showing the basics of leveraging with a stick and a rock. Basically, I'm trying to demystify all these terms that I've heard, trying to do things in life, and the same terms keep coming up. And anytime you're into self-development or reading, these things come up, and I'm just trying to define them. So for leverage, it's just use something to maximum advantage. So in business or physical products, perfect example of leveraging would be Amazon. Every time I heard the word leverage, it's always confusing to me. So I'm just going to show you that this little stick and this rock gives you tons more power as you move the rock towards the tip of the stick. And that's what something like Amazon or even YouTube gives you, is we want to leverage our efforts to the maximum results. So I'm just showing you because it was always a mystery to me what they meant in business on that word. You can launch your product, or you can instantly gain credibility, gain sales, gain reviews. It jumpstarts your product. It's not the best way because you have to price very competitively, and sometimes it just doesn't make that much money because it's kind of like the necessary evil to kickstart your brand or your product or whatever and get it out there. And then you can find creative ways to do it yourself, whether that be your own website or Etsy or Mercari, things that might accelerate your brand further. But let me just say, when it comes to leveraging, the most basic analogy I can give is, how did they build Stonehenge way back in the day in England? It was done basically with something like a big log, and you set a stone up front, and it gives you way more exertion force to move these rocks maybe up on top of the other rocks. This is before cranes and before heavy equipment, and these people figured it out. Well, that's what I'm trying to associate with. To make money in a rapid way, it has to be priced low enough, and you have to obviously make a little bit of a margin on it, but you have to sell in enough quantity to sustain it, to order again, to keep profiting off this product. Otherwise it's a dud and just get out. But anyways, why is leveraging important? It's extremely important because a company like Amazon can 100x your product. You could sell literally hundreds of these a month, whereas even if you had a mom and pop store or whatever, even if you were in the store at the mall, you might not sell that many. So it's an accelerator. Leveraging when it comes to a product, or if you're talking about a digital product, what would leverage your digital product would be something like YouTube, or any platform that was in your genre. Say you're doing guitar lessons and you got maybe with Guitar World, I'm sure they have an online thing for their magazine, and somehow you leveraged that through ads or association, or doing reviews for some products on Guitar World magazine, online. I'm talking about the online magazine, where this would leverage your digital product or your digital guitar lessons tenfold. That's what we want. That's what I'm talking about here. And the second thing I'm talking about is positioning, and not branding, not brand positioning. I'm talking about personal positioning, okay? I want to talk about that because a lot of us are still working a 9-to-5 job. A lot of us have a side business, or we're selling products, or we're just getting started and trying to, beat the rat race and get out of traffic every day and do things on our own terms. But I want to talk about positioning, because positioning is related to leveraging in this scenario where, say I was working my 9-to-5 job and I quickly identified who are the high performance people that I could learn something from. Who can I get around to, put more tools in my skill set, put more tools in my toolbox of, me becoming a high performer, me self-developing further. And I'm not talking about just making money, although the money will follow, okay? What I try to do, what I have the attitude of doing is if they're paying me $20 an hour, I'm gonna give them 25 consistently, and I'm gonna show up 5 minutes early, and I'm gonna stay late if need be, and I'm gonna always say yes if they need extra, if they, it's around Christmas or extra shifts or somebody's sick. I'll always say yes, and I'm the first one to jump in on the hard jobs, okay? Now, why is this important? It's important for positioning, okay? If you want to be a high performance person, you don't go around saying that and trying to knock on the CEO's door or whatever, the owner, and like bug him with mundane BS or ask him for a raise. I don't suggest that. I suggest you position yourself and you be known as a high performer, and also you get around these high performers. It'll rub off on you. It's been proven, if you around a lot of millionaires, around a bunch of people that make a lot of money, they have a lot on their plate, and you'll start to adapt and emulate those habits. So the two people I like to be around at my job right now is the owner. If I can get around the owner and work together and just say yes and not be a yes man, but whatever task he gives me, try to do it without question and without too much talk and without a lot of time. Like, get started on it right away. Be a proven go-to person to where that guy calls on you more. That's positioning. Also, the second person I like to be around at my job is the CFO, or the HR person. It's the same person in my company. It's a woman. She's a very strong woman and very high performance person, very no nonsense person, very fair. Just awesome example to be around. And I'm not going to talk nonsense with the people gossiping or bickering or the miserable people that are complaining. I'm not going to be around them. I'm not going to listen to that talk. I'm not going to I'm not trying to act above them, but I'm not going to go down to that level. I'd rather be around the owner or the CFO, the HR, the lady we have in charge of HR. These are the two high performers I identified at work, and those are the two people I try to emulate. And when it comes to positioning, I just want to touch on, if you're a sales guy, positioning is important, because you don't want to just say, oh, I want 15%, or oh, I want this salary, this is what I got paid before. You want to somehow align yourself with the CEO, the owner, the CFO, the HR department, to where they know that you want to position yourself to where your whole pay could be tied to performance, where you're in your industry as a salesperson, what you would ultimately want is to drive up sales, or open new locations, or open new stores, or open new websites. Say it's Shopify, say they don't have Shopify. Get on Amazon FBA, say they're not taking advantage of that. Get on all the platforms. We're talking about things that they might have not opened up on, and then position yourself to where you're not getting paid more unless those things thrive. That's what I'm talking about, positioning, personal positioning, not branding. But anyways, I hope you got something out of this, and let me know what you think in the comments.